guys, welcome back to Cat at Cat Reviews Books. I'm back with a part 2. This is gonna be in reference to my mass review backstock video that I recently posted. This is a part where I talk about all the books that I don't physically have on me anymore. I was running out of time in the other one, as I did talk about 6 books that I was reviewing in that video. This time I will be talking about only 5 books that I will be reviewing in this video. Let's just get right into it, shall we? The first book that I want to talk about is Beastly Beauty. I gave this book technically 5 stars. It was 4.75 rounded up. I didn't have a ton of complaints about this, honestly. It is a gender-swapped retelling of Beauty and the Beast, which I didn't know that I was going to be obsessed with the retelling thing. I mean, honestly, I've never done any books that are retellings of stories, so I was pleasantly just surprised to find that I immensely enjoyed this. I loved the way that the female leads' emotions were portrayed in the court ladies and the side characters. Honestly, I really cared about them. There was character growth. I loved the romance that was blooming in this book. I loved both the main characters, the female lead and the male lead were just honestly wonderful. Everything about this book was great. I did mostly audiobook this one at the time. Definitely, if you like audiobooks, wouldn't mind recommending going that route. Overall, this book truly had enraptured me. I was speed running this book by the end of it. I'm waiting for them to release a paperback version of this. Last I checked, about a month ago, it was still only out in hardcover, which I'm not a hardcover girly. I like paperbacks, so I will get that when the time comes. Next book that I want to talk about is Darkly. This is currently tied for my number 1 spot for favorite book of the year, along with The Rose Bargain, which I previously mentioned in my other video. I literally swallowed this book whole. I devoured it. Whatever you want to say, this was a 5-star read. The whole premise was such a unique, interesting concept to me. It is definitely in the mystery subgenre, but it was so wild that I couldn't put it down. The ending did minorly upset me. The betrayal was devastating, but truly a book that I will be thinking about for the rest of my life. I am going to buy the paperback copy when it comes out. It is supposed to have some, I believe, pink and black checkered edges. Super excited to add that to my collection. Truly, this book, like I said, the whole story behind how everything connected had me just enraptured. I was wrapped up in this book. I was thinking about this book, everything about this book. I had no complaints outside of the ending being minorly frustrating. But truly, I will be reading this author's backlog as soon as I can get my hands on them. And anything this author puts out in the future, I will be reading also. I cannot wait for the day that they release more stuff. Truly, this is such an interesting concept for me. Definitely check this one out. The next one that I want to talk about is More Happy Than Not. I am putting this one in the middle because honestly it was sort of one of my worst reads of the year, and I wish I had DNF'd it, but I really thought it was going to get better. I think I gave this like a 3.5 star. I think I was feeling generous about that. I really thought that I was going to love this because it is a YA dystopian. I truly don't have very many nice things to say about this book other than the fact that it was YA dystopian. Some of the bits throughout the story were making me literally physically sick, and the ending really left something to be desired. So this is one that I would not personally recommend. You're welcome to try this one. I just don't think it was the right fit for me personally. The last 2 books that I'm going to talk about kind of go hand in hand, as they're sort of same vibe, but in opposite ways. You'll find out in a second when we talk about them. But the first one I want to talk about is The Name Drop. This one is a literal K-drama. I mean, if you have ever watched a K-drama, this book is the epitome of it. It's very wholesome. I have read this one as a physical arc, and the other half I audiobooked as I was listening to it as I was doing chores and stuff because I did not want to put it down. I gave this one 4 stars. I would say this one is great if you want a very soft romance plot. I thought this book was very cute, however the ending felt a bit iffy to me. I think it also left something to be desired, and I wish I had gotten a little bit more out of it. But I would be willing to read this author's books. I would try something else from this author. Just maybe not at this moment in time. The last book that I want to talk about is Gorgeous Gruesome Faces. This one is also phenomenal, also literal K-drama vibes. However, this one is wild. Everything that happens through this book, you keep thinking you know what's going to happen, and then you don't know what's going to happen, and it left me guessing. 5 stars. There's a sequel coming out that is set in the same universe, I do believe, in October, maybe towards the end of the month. I have already got it pre-ordered. I will be picking it up in the store. I truly could not have guessed this ending. If you want, like, K-pop trainee idol vibes, but with a weird, twisted mystery that's gonna keep you guessing, I would highly recommend this book. I will say one of the twists, I'm not going to tell you what it is because that would be a spoiler, but one of the twists in this book is literally one of my favorite things of all times in books. And I feel like a decent amount of people can also agree with me that it's one of their favorite things to come across. So, again, I would highly recommend this. I think it was phenomenal. I can't wait to read the companion novel. But yeah, that was all 5 of the non-physical books that I have got backstock reviews for. If you haven't watched the first part, again, I will link it below. This will be linked to that first one, of course. And these videos will be out on the same day, so you can get your fix all in one sitting, or you can wait and do it down the line. Thank you so much for watching. It's truly a pleasure to have you guys here. Have a good day.